Well, Police Chief Rick Hanson back chatting about some of the big issues in our city. And we're going to start with something that I think and you believe requires some clarification. An article came out in The Sun a few days ago talking about Premier Alison Redford's security detail. So she generally has a sheriff's detail with her province-wide. Calgary Police Service provides security while she is in this city. Edmonton does not. So you want to clarify some misunderstandings that you think have been going on?
There's a whole lot of misunderstanding, misrepresentation of facts. It's kind of funny. So the Premier lives in Calgary.
Yes.
And she's got a family in Calgary. The level of security required in a city like Calgary is far higher. Now, the province currently funds about 180 positions in the Calgary Police Service. The province funds those. So to take on responsibilities for security is not a big jump. And it's full cost recovery. And when you consider that when a premier and their family live in the city, the level of security, the expectation around it, the risks are far higher, the expectations are higher. Not unusual. Most jurisdictions, it's the police that provide security. So this is not unusual. And so I'm a little, there's been allegations, well, you're taking boots off the street. No, not at all. We're a big organization, and like I say, we get over 205 positions that are funded by outside entities, like, for instance, the airport contract, federal policing we supplement to some degree. So it doesn't take anybody boots off the street. It's cost recovery. It's providing a service that's vitally needed in Calgary to ensure the security. So all those facts, so-called facts that misrepresented the truth, were getting a little annoying. So it's great to have the opportunity to straighten it out.
Much ado about nothing, it would seem.
Yeah, you know what? It really is. But I realize it's more about politics and less about facts, so got to live with that.
Well, we're glad we have you here to clarify. Now, something else that's come up, Ontario has tabled a legislation that would see distracted drivers receiving fines of up to $1,000 along with 3 demerit points. I suspect you're on board with this kind of thinking.
I'm on board with the demerit points. We were kind of surprised when we found out when the legislation in Alberta was tabled with no demerit points. The $170-some-odd fine is probably adequate, provided there's the demerit points that go with it. I mean, that's what really discourages people, is demerit points.
That's the value. You could end up losing your license to drive, ultimately.
And people are ignoring the legislation now, and it's something that voluntary compliance is critical on something like this. So I think that kudos to Ontario for coming out with the demerit points associated to what is really a dangerous practice on the roadway.
And still happening.
It's like the law doesn't exist, and I've never seen anything like it. We had an impact. There was an impact once the law came in a couple of years ago that lasted until people realized there wasn't demerit points, and so they just basically tossed out the law. It's still pretty terrifying to see people, driving down the Deerfoot and Crowchild and other high-speed roadways, and they're texting. It's just crazy.
Agreed. And now, we had a guest on our show not too long ago, an RCMP officer from Surrey, British Columbia, Tad Milmine, an anti-bullying advocate. In sort of an ironic twist, he resigned from that force because of allegations. He alleges he was being bullied. Now he's a member of CPS. Talk about that. Well,
he was, we're looking forward to having him come here. His message is something that is really well received, especially by kids. He does it really well. I know that he had applied here some months ago. It's not unusual for police officers to move around now at all. We are just happy to have him. He has a great program, and he is very well respected by his peers in the RCMP. And certainly outside of policing as well.
Well, I know anti-bullying is something that you are very much behind, so I'm sure he will be a great asset.
You can't do enough about that particular item. It's just so big in schools and in the workplace today.
Police Chief Rick Hanson, thank you for your time today.
Thanks for having me, Tara.